Good morning. Good morning to my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. As you can see, it's Thursday morning. I'm in the city. It's quiet. It's still. It's mild. And it's going to be a magnificent day. For those of us who are celebrating Easter this weekend, it's Holy Thursday, so a very solemn day, and I'll be going to church tonight. There's a big service on tonight which goes for, I think, at least 3 hours, and I can't wait. It's the time of year which brings out the best in me, and I wish everybody a happy Easter. Kali Magali Vlamada, Kali Anasasi, and we'll see where it leads us. Anyway, today I want to take you through a book summary, a very interesting book summary, a fairly deep one, so we'll see how we track with this one here. But it's a book written by Massimo Pigliucci. And it's entitled How to Be a Stoic. How to Be a Stoic. And it takes into consideration a lot of ancient Greek philosophy. For those who are not aware, philosophy was big in the ancient times in Greece, and there were many different schools of philosophy. When I was young, I thought that philosophy was philosophy, and the Greeks had one sort of belief system that they'd use. But since then, of course, I've learnt that Greece had many different schools of philosophy, and lots of which were diametrically opposed to one another, which made for healthy debate. But then again, being Greek, it makes a lot of sense that we Greeks are always willing to debate and to go completely against what the other person is thinking or saying. It's just in our DNA, obviously. So I'll just board this light rail now and go down to Circular Quay. I can see there's nobody in here, so I'm able to speak freely and talk about this book summary. So one of the initial quotes from this book, from this author, he says that it's better to endure pain in an honourable manner than to seek joy in a shameful one. Wow, what a powerful quote that is. I love going through these book summaries on a daily basis, especially at this hour of the morning, 5:30 in the morning, where I'm relatively bright and awake, but by the same token I'm totally relaxed and I can absorb and take it in. So the author then goes on to say that Stoicism, the school of philosophical thought known as Stoicism, was invented by accident.
The next stop is Circular Quay.
And the way it was invented was that Zeno, who's the father of Stoicism by the looks of it, suffered a shipwreck on a journey that he was on, and ended up in Athens at around 300 BC. And when he was in Athens, he came across a book that was that talked about Socrates in a bookshop, and he got to reading, and it's all history from there. So what he did was he went on a journey of philosophy, of deep thought, and he broke down his philosophy into 3 disciplines, namely desire, action, and assent, which basically enables us to understand and interpret the way we react to situations. So the first formal point that came out of this school of philosophy was the use of a term called
This stop is
preferred
Circular Quay. This
indifference.
service terminates at Circular
Preferred
Quay.
indifference,
A light for Sydney Opera House
which
and
basically
arrives.
means that it's
Change
great
for
to have
trains,
goals
including the airport
and to
line
live
and
morally,
ferries.
but without becoming a fanatic about it. So it's great to pursue a good life and to have lofty dreams and strong morals and principles, but to live life without being fanatical about it. I remember my father always telling me, have your beliefs, do your stuff in life, but don't turn into a strong fanatic. And I guess he had his reasons. And it's interesting to look back over life that a number of Greek philosophers, Socrates, Seneca, Cato, were all forced to commit suicide. We talk about democracy and we talk about ancient Greek society being advanced and being a model for the rest of the world to follow. But I get horrified when I hear that great leaders, great people, great thinkers were forced to commit suicide because they stood by their morals. So what else can we learn about this thing called preferred indifferent? And what it is basically is that it's an option. It's an option where you are given a choice, but at the same time, whilst you give it a choice, you're indifferent to the outcome if you're not able to achieve that choice. So what we're saying is, yes, have choices, but don't be too connected to set in your ways that you can't live with yourself if you can't achieve your choice. So in a nutshell, what we're saying is, don't be desperate. And there's always a right choice. There's always a right path. There's always a right outcome. So I'll head down here to the harbour now and see what's happening on the harbour bridge in terms of the breeze, see what's happening up above in terms of clouds, and continue our vlog. So with this school of philosophy, Stoicism, they say that virtues is the highest good and consists of temperance, courage, justice, and wisdom. So the Stoics were very, very big on virtues, on living the virtues and being a virtuous person. And that was the goal. The goal was to try and achieve the virtuous lifestyle. And as we said, those virtues consist of temperance, courage, justice, and wisdom. And what we'll do is we'll go through each of those points and try and get a better understanding in terms of what they were talking about. So the Stoics tried to connect and align their decisions to virtues and a virtuous life. Let me just break from the vlog, and what we've got here is we've got Vivid Sydney being advertised. So Vivid is back. I don't know when it's back, but yes, there you go, 100 days away, 99 days from the 6th to the 28th of August. For those who are interested, Sydney will come alive and will light up the world. There you go. So start planning your months ahead. So let's go through these virtues that we've come up with here. So the first one here is temperance. And what temperance is, according to the author, is the ability to control your gut instincts and impulses. So just to be in control, I guess, is the best way of describing it, because sometimes we just do things on the whim, and we end up being off track or going down a different path to where we were expecting or planning to go. So what the author is suggesting here is that to live a virtuous life, we sometimes need to be able to control our whims, control our impulses and our instincts, knowing very well that our instincts sit in our subconscious, in a part of the brain, which is sometimes stimulated by fear, uncertainty and doubt, that reptilian part of the brain. And whilst, as we said before, time and time again, whilst that part of the brain used to serve us in times gone by to save us from being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, or helping us find food and hunt and do all that sort of thing and survive, in today's world it's very much redundant, and yet we still live in tremendous fear, uncertainty and doubt, thanks to the media, thanks to our friends, of which each social circle has a number of them, the FUDs, the Mr. FUDs, who always remind us of fear, uncertainty and doubt, and force people to live in fear and uncertainty. So temperance is our ability to control those gut instincts and impulses. The other one here is courage, and courage is basically the ability for us to use our mental strengths to get through the tough times in our lives. And those tough times could be real, or they could be imagined. You know, we've got a lot of people out there who are playing with our minds. We've got the media, we've got uncles, aunts, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, friends, you name it. There are people out there who are playing with us all the time, but we need to have the courage and the mental strength to get through those moments and not to worry overly. And justice, what's justice all about? We hear about justice, but the author here is able to summarize it quite well. So justice is basically treating others and making sure that others are treated in the way that you want to be treated yourself. So just doing the right thing and ensuring that the system and the people around you do the right thing for those around us. And the last one here is wisdom. So having the knowledge, generating and having the knowledge and the foresight, and to ask yourself, what would the person do who deserves everything that I want? So there are a few points to mull over. So the last point in this book is a really, really powerful one, and it's the 3 types of friendships. So according to Aristotle under Plato, so Aristotle came up with these whilst he was studying under Plato. He decided to classify friendships. And I guess what we all start to find in our lives is the older we get, the more superficial our new friendships become. It's quite sad, but I guess as we're running out of time in life, people just don't put as much effort into their friendships as they once did when they were younger, when they had a whole life ahead of them and were a lot more needy than what they are once they get more independent as they get older. So the 3 types of friendships, according to the author here, that Aristotle came up with, was the friendship of utility, the friendship of pleasure, and the friendship of good. So the friendship of utility is when you basically have something to gain out of your friend. So the reason why we've got certain friends is that, they're mechanics, they've got a boat. It's always great to have a friend who has a boat because somebody else's boat is always better than having your own boat. There are friends who drive us around and can get us from A to B because we don't have a car. And those sorts of friends. We've got friends who are dentists who can fix our teeth for a better price. We've got friends who are mechanics. You know what I'm sort of talking about here. They're friends who we can gain out of. So they're friends that we use. So that's a type of friendship, but it's not a strong sort of friendship, and it's not one that's sustainable. According to Aristotle, the second friendship is the one of pleasure, and they're the ones where you've got a shared activity with. They're your drinking mates. They're the people who have got children the same age as your children. They're part of the same organisation. You work with them. They're the sort of people that you go drinking with, you gamble with, you party with. They're the people who you get together because you've got some sort of shared activity. But once again, these sort of friendships too are not all that sustainable, because as soon as you remove that shared activity, as soon as you stop going to exercise, for example, or you stop going to karate, or you stop going to Greek school, or you stop going to school or university, then all of a sudden these friendships are vulnerable because you don't have that common element to bind you and to glue you together. And the last category of friendship is the highest and most important and the best category of friendship, and it's the friendship of good. And it's the friends that you have, the friends that you make, and it's the friends who basically accept you for who you are. It's got nothing to do with where you work, what you do, how they can gain from you, or any of these sorts of things. They're the friends who are our friends because we just glue together, we just connect. There's a chemistry that just binds you, and we've got those friends from very, very young years. For example, I've got very, very strong friendships with people who I went to school with, went to university with. But even though we've left school, we've left university, we are still friends. And it's just one of those beautiful things to sit and think about and to contemplate, to try and have friends who you get on with because they get you, they love you, they connect with you, and it's a connection which transcends all other things in our lives. Anyway, I thought I'd leave it there. So thank you very much for joining me on this really interesting, really deep Jim's 5 a.m. club on this morning, where the breeze is blowing. Can't even see where the flags are anymore because it's still dark. We've got the full moon up there. It's that time of year, full moon. We've got the lights of the city around us. But it's a gentle breeze. It's going to be a clear morning. It's going to be a cracker of a sunrise. Sunrise will be about 6:15. I'll be at work, so I won't be able to film it or capture it. But let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, I feel absolutely great. Thank you for joining me this morning on this book summary entitled How to Be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci. And we'll finish off, as I said, with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and let's live a life of a Stoic by having goals, having dreams, but not being fanatical about them. If they come about so be it. If they don't come about, then we'll accept life for what it is and how it is without being disappointed and begrudging those around us. I guess we'll leave it there. So I look forward to coming to you again at morning tea from a different location with a different message. I've got a couple of book summaries organised for today that I've been able to plan last night and this morning. And I was thinking last night, I'm closing in on my 1,000 vlogs, and I said to myself, if I were to pay myself $100 for each vlog that I do, because it takes about an hour to pump out a vlog, because it takes about a half an hour to go through a book summary and to write notes, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to deliver the vlog, and then I've got to upload it and make some notes and catalogue it. So it takes about an hour, so it's about $100, I'd say, if I was just paying myself just based on my costs. So what I've seen here, what I want to let you know is that when I deliver 1,000 vlogs, it's to the value of $100,000 that I'm offering you as my friend, my family, or as anyone of the public. So just sit and think about it, that there is a gift of $100,000 worth of value, worth of service that I'm putting forward at no cost to you. So feel free to access my vlogs, my Jim's 5am Club. Feel free to pass it on to your friends and family. Feel free to get your children to listen to it. Because I'm telling you, if I was a 10-year-old today and I had access to this material that I'm presenting and putting forward free of charge, I'd be lapping it up on a daily basis. So take advantage of it is the bottom line, is my call to action. And feel free to pass it on and to spread the word. So take care. Yasas. Pigliucci from Jim's 5am Club. And let's help each other get through the morning, get through the day, be the wind beneath our wings, be the wave beneath our boards, be the zephyr that fills our sail and bellows our flags and gets them to flutter, and to be the propeller, the huge turbine that churns the water and pushes us in the direction where we want to ultimately head. So Yasas, Pigliucci, and we'll chat again. Bye for now.